The day Jesus taught animals to listen, they said even the winds and waves obeyed his voice. But that day it wasn't the sea or the storm. It was the creatures of the earth, every feather, paw, and wing, that turned toward the sound of his words. It was early morning in Galilee. The sun had just begun to spill gold across the hillside, and Jesus sat near a fig tree surrounded by his disciples. They expected another lesson for men, but what they saw that day they never forgot. A flock of sparrows fluttered noisily nearby, picking at crumbs. A dog barked in the distance. The air was alive with the sounds of creation, restless, untamed. Then Jesus smiled softly and said, "Watch closely." He lifted his hand toward the sparrows. The birds froze mid-chirp. The dog grew silent. Even the leaves seemed to still. Then, in a voice that carried like the wind through olive branches, Jesus spoke. Not in words the disciples understood, but in something deeper. It wasn't a command, it was harmony. His tone was pure peace, and every living creature felt it. The sparrows hopped closer, heads tilted. A shepherd's lamb wandered from the hill and laid down at his feet. A stray dove landed on his shoulder, cooing softly. The disciples whispered in awe, "Even the animals know his voice." Jesus turned to them and said, "They listen because they remember their Maker. They were not made to fear man, but to live in peace under God's care. The same peace I give to you if your hearts will listen." When he stood, the animals scattered back into the wild, but the silence that followed was holy. Not empty, but full. It was as if all creation had just taken a deep breath and remembered who was speaking. That evening, Peter wrote quietly in his mind the lesson of the day. If even the smallest creatures listen when he speaks, how much more should we? I'd love to hear your thoughts. What message did you take away from today's story? Share it in the comments below.